Big bless and welcome back to the Planting Seeds podcast. This is the newsletter series where I'm going to be reading out the newsletter of the week, and this one is titled Broke But Dreaming. And when this was created, it was more so for myself, but there may be something that could help you if you're in a similar space where you have the dreams, where you have these aspirations, and you just don't have the financial means to be able to live out that dream. But this is speaking to the process of being on that path and being committed to getting to that desired destination and the challenges that come within it. So I'm just going to read it, and I hope you do find value within it. So it's titled Broke But Dreaming. A newsletter to myself, but one I hope helps for where you are as well. Are you struggling with being broke, but still holding on to big dreams? You are not alone. Many of us have big aspirations, but lack the financial means to achieve them. However, being broke doesn't mean you have to give up on your dreams. Instead, it's time to get creative and work towards making them a reality. Resource follows vision. Get clear on your destination. Stay focused and inspired. What you need will come. Don't lose sight of why you started. Stay the course and be resourceful. Firstly, it's important to acknowledge where you are financially and to know that it takes time and commitment to get to where you want to be. You may have to work multiple jobs or take on side hustles to make ends meet, but remember that every step counts towards achieving your dream. If you want something you never had, you must be willing to do something you never did. Thomas Jefferson. Secondly, get clear on what you want and set realistic goals for yourself. Break down your dream into smaller achievable goals. This way you can work on them one step at a time and see progress along the way. Celebrate your achievements, no matter how small they are, as it will motivate you to keep going. Small changes, remarkable results. James Clear. Thirdly, surround yourself with supportive people. Find a community of people who share similar aspirations and encourage each other to succeed. Having a support network can make a massive difference in your journey towards achieving your dream. You can't do it on your own. You're the average of the 5 people you spend the most time with. Jim Rohn. The trenches suck, but they sow seeds of success. They show how much you want it. You learn about yourself. They teach you valuable lessons. You have got through 100% of your worst days. Remember, being broke is temporary, but your dreams are not. Keep pushing towards your goals and eventually you will get there. We will get there. Big bless, Rance. So that's the newsletter on being broke but having dreams. And it's hard out here for a lot of people, for a lot of us. And for me, forging my own path and wanting to step into business and entrepreneurship and creating a livelihood for myself through the things that I have a skill set in, or that I like to do, or that I love to do, is one, there's the meaningful work that is happening, but then two, the finances or the income comes in ebbs and flows. There isn't a consistent stream of income that is consistently flowing that could provide the sense of comfort and security for myself and my whānau. And although there are multiple streams, whether it's my online courses, the podcast, or online collaborations, or other things that are happening, they're not frequent, they're not consistent. And it's in the in-between parts where there's a bucket load of money that comes in, and then that supports the lifestyle and livelihood for the period of time where there isn't money. But there is a period where it's not getting ahead, but the dream is to be ahead. And so it's being in that space of understanding what is going on and not allowing the stresses to take over. Because when there's financial stresses, man, it just starts to seep into all the other areas that make up your life, your health, your relationships, how you go about your work. And so the financial strain that happens can start to taint the vision or the dreams that you do have. And I share this because in this newsletter, it speaks about how to be proactive as you navigate through the season of trying to make ends meet, but having this deep desire to fulfill your dreams. And that looks different to each and every person. But this, I feel, is common. It's a common space to be in. And perhaps people might not even have the aspirations or the dreams to be their own businessman or to have their own line of work. But people who are even working in normal jobs or people who don't even have employment, there's this struggle around being broke or not having the comfort or the luxury of having disposable income, because it's even hard to look after the basic needs. And the impact of that it has on not only our lives but the whānau and everything around, that's what I feel this newsletter is speaking to. How to approach things to regulate yourself. And that's something that I've been heavily focusing on, is understanding the reality of what is happening, remaining clear on the dream and on the vision rather than focusing on the challenges of the now. Because if you're focused on that, it starts to consume every part of you that you can't see outside of it. So that impacts the way you approach certain things, how you hold yourself, how you engage with things. And so really looking at knowing that this is just a moment in time. And if you keep chipping away, if you look at the small things, if you can celebrate all of the wins, no matter how big or small they are, that there gives you the reassurance and the confirmation that you are making progress. Let progress be the measure of where it is that you are going. And slowly but surely, you get there, right? And something that I'm trying to pivot at this point in time, which is what I feel this season is teaching me, is how can I pivot what I'm currently doing? How can I look at what I'm currently doing differently? And is there a way that I can leverage what I'm doing to collaborate or to receive support elsewhere and move into more contracting services, right? So there's different things that I'm playing with at this point in time where I'm clear on the vision, but that's helping me to be resourceful. I'm not there yet. And so I wanted this newsletter to have some vulnerability and transparency around me feeling into things. So this was a newsletter for me, but if you're in that space, I hope there was something within this newsletter and what I've shared in these afterthoughts that could support you further. Find you a group of people that you can share dreams with, who can point you in the right direction, right? Look at how you can set yourself meaningful goals where you can measure your progress based on what it is that you're doing, not on the lack of results that you are seeing. And then the last thing is looking at how you can be resourceful with where you are as you're building your dream. Not just sitting there and thinking that it's going to happen. It's like, what kind of ideas can you think of? What kind of connections can you start to reach out? How can you explore different ways of doing what you're currently doing to yield, the results that you want to see? And so, in the trenches, sowing the seeds of success. But I hope this resonates. Mauri ora.